Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
What's up, Internet? It's your boy Matt from Top Tier here, back with another video today. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to take a break from the Resident Evil stuff I've been doing lately, and we are going to jump into the world of Half-Life. Now, if you don't know Half-Life, and all the Half-Life games, you know, Counter-Strike, Portal, and all those are some of my favorite games of all time. And Half-Life is the game that actually got me into PC gaming, believe it or not. The original Half-Life, the OGs, and the expansion packs, those were like my first PC games of all time, so they hold a special place in my heart. I love Half-Life. Where's Half-Life 3, man? Come on, please release Half-Life 3, or at least something on it. You know, but at least we got Alyx, so that's something, right? But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get into this list here, and we're going to kick it off with Half-Life 2. I'm just going to go in order. It also should probably go over the tiers real quick. We have S tier, we have A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and I haven't played tier. Of course, S tier is the very, very best. This is going to be really hard to rank these games because all these games are so phenomenal in their own right. You know, most of them anyways. So okay, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to start off with Half-Life 2, as I said. And Half-Life 2 is an S tier without a doubt. Man, this game, I was so hyped for this game after the original Half-Life. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Half-Life 2 is absolutely amazing. I don't really have a lot bad to say about it. It did get a little long in the tooth towards the end, but this game overall is just phenomenal. This is one of those games like Mario 64 that was just completely revolutionary. When you played the game, it just wowed you. You know, it was something completely new, completely fresh. And it just revolutionized the first-person shooter for sure. And the same with Counter-Strike Source that came with the game. Yeah, this game is definitely an S tier. Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Now, this is the best of the Half-Life expansion packs. Or, I mean, excuse me, the Half-Life episodes for Half-Life 2. I'm going to go ahead and give Half-Life 2 the A tier. There's a few things. I feel like Half-Life 2 Episode 2 is kind of like the Half-Life 2 formula perfected. One thing I really loved about this game was the locale. It kind of took place on the outskirts of City 17. It took place in like a forest, very reminiscent of like Washington State, I believe, because that's where Valve is from. So beautiful locale. I loved the car sections. I loved everything about this game, really. I just wish there were more of it. It was kind of short, I feel like. But yeah, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, if you haven't played it yet, definitely play the episodes of Half-Life 2. This is the best one by far. You know, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 doesn't come anywhere close to this. So yeah, Half-Life 2 Episode 2 gets the A tier for me. Alyx. I'm gonna give Alyx the B tier on this list, and it's not that I don't like the game. It did something new with the VR, and it really, I think it really succeeded in what it was going for, in my personal opinion. There's just a few things I didn't like about the game, but you know, for the most part, Alyx is pretty damn good. I think Alyx would have been the game to sell mass adaptation of VR, and I don't think it really quite reached those heights. I would love to just see the game, like, I would love to see a non-VR version, like a non-VR Half-Life in the future. Hopefully they move in that direction with Half-Life 3 if it ever comes out, or if they ever do another like little Half-Life game like this. But all in all, this is the first Half-Life game we've gotten in so many years, since Episode 2, which, I mean, that came out in like the mid-2000s, so yeah. Half-Life Alyx is truly a blessing. Great game, it just doesn't reach the heights of these other guys on this list. Half-Life Decay, I haven't played this. It didn't look really good. It didn't look great. If you've played Half-Life Decay, please let me know how it is and where you'd rank it on this list. I remember seeing this in the store, seeing it like a Blockbuster Video at the time for rent for like PS2, I think it was. Never picked it up though, it just didn't interest me. But yeah, it might be good, who knows. Half-Life Decay goes in the haven't played tier. But then we have Half-Life 2 Episode 1. Oh boy, where is this gonna go? This is by far, this is the weakest of the two episodes. I'm gonna give it the C tier, I believe. Half-Life 2 Episode 1 to me was just very forgettable. It felt like just a kind of a continuation of the original Half-Life 2 story. And so for that, I can't really give it anything more than a C tier at this point. There we go. Okay, so moving on, we have, let's see, Half-Life Blue Shift. Half-Life Blue Shift is awesome. Awesome expansion pack. I'm going to give Blue Shift the Oh boy, what should I give Blue Shift? I'm gonna give Blue Shift the B tier. Blue Shift is just awesome. It's more Half-Life 1 goodness. And Half-Life 1 is my first PC game of all time. I don't think it's quite as good as the original Half-Life 1, or even Opposing Force for that matter, but a very, very solid expansion. Half-Life Blue Shift gets the B tier from me. Alright, moving on, we have the OG Half-Life 1, and you know Half-Life 1 is an S tier, man. Come on, I couldn't give it anything else. This, aside from the nostalgia factor of this being my first PC game of all time, and the zombies like scaring me shitless and all that, and that huge baby thing on Zen, yeah. Half-Life 1 really just revolutionized the FPS. I mean, just like Half-Life 2 did, Half-Life 1 was the first, and they really, they made the first like competent FPS with the story, is what I think they did. And that's just such a game changer right there. Half-Life 1, I mean, I can't say enough good things about the game. This came out in, what, 1998, I believe? So, yeah, it was a pretty big year for gaming. But, yeah, Half-Life 1, in my opinion, is one of the greatest games of all time, just like Half-Life 2. And it gets the S tier from me. Half-Life Opposing Force. I love Opposing Force. I'm going to give it an A tier. I kind of wish they did something like Opposing Force for the other Half-Life games. Like, maybe like they made a Half-Life 2 where you play as a Combine or something. That would be cool. It's nice to see the story from a different perspective. I really like playing as the Marine in this game. You just feel like such a badass. And I like how they also added new enemy designs into this as well, with the X creatures. But that was pretty badass. If you haven't played Opposing Force, go ahead and play it. It's a good game. Still to this day, it aged well. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it an A tier. Half-Life Source, I don't really remember too much. I'm gonna throw in the A tier. I remember that I had some issues with it. It wasn't. I thought it was kind of lazy. I thought they could have done more with it, but at the end of the day, it's still Half-Life 1, so it's still amazing. I know they incorporated some instances of the Source engine into the game. It runs on the Source engine, but yeah, I don't know. Half-Life Source, I don't honestly remember it too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in the A tier. Yeah, what can I say? It's just more Half-Life 1, so A tier. Half-Life Lost Coast gets a D tier. I don't even know why it's on this list. It's just kind of a very forgettable short story, I believe. You know, and bear with me, I haven't played Half-Life 2 Lost Coast since like when it came out. But I remember it only being like an hour long, I think. It wasn't anything spectacular. I don't know if this is like meant to be a tech demo or what. I don't remember, but it's nothing special. Don't waste your time with it. Half-Life 2 Lost Coast gets the D tier. Black Mesa. Now, Black Mesa, this one is absolutely a banger. Black Mesa gets an A tier for me. I don't know. I think they actually just now finished up the Zen portion of the game, but for the longest time, they only had up until when you first get transported to Zen completed, and that was pretty much what I played, and that part was spectacular. I mean, they really just took Half-Life 1 and redid it, remade it from the ground up, and did a bang-up job with it. I can't recommend Black Mesa enough. Put it on your wish list, and if it goes on sale, pick the game up. You won't regret it. You know, I think this might even be the definitive way to play Half-Life 1, if I'm honest. I think it's probably even better than playing the original Half-Life. So if you have, I mean, because yeah, it's hard to say. Go ahead and I would say if you want to get into Half-Life and you want to play the first one, go ahead and play Black Mesa, and then go from there. Because I mean, this really is the definitive way to play it. Shout out to the people at what is the Crowbar Initiative that made this game. This game is top notch. It's getting an A tier from me. Not quite as good as Half-Life 2 or the OG Half-Life, but man, it's awesome. All right, Portal 2. Portal 2 gets an A tier from me. I love the Portal games. I think I might like Portal 1 slightly more than Portal 2, but I'm gonna give Portal 2 an A tier. I don't remember Portal 2. I haven't played it since it really came out, but it was a damn good game. It really just built upon and expanded the original Portal. And for a while, this was like the latest game in the in this franchise that we had. So, Portal 2, definitely awesome. I think it came out in 2011. Really good game. I recommend it. I recommend both the Portal games, but pick this game up if you can. They're always on sale. That's the good thing about the Half-Life games on Steam. They always go on sale, and you can pick them up for like pennies on the dollar, and you get so much value for it. So go ahead and pick this game up if you can. Same with Portal 1. Portal 1, absolutely amazing. This game was truly revolutionary. I'm going to put Portal 1 in an A tier as well. And like the previous game, if you haven't picked up Portal 1, go ahead and pick up Portal 1. I really like Lattice in the game. There's just so much to love about Portal 1. it really was something new and fresh for the time, and it was kind of weird because it kind of built it. It's set in the same universe as Half-Life, apparently, and it kind of added to the lore of it all. But I would really like them to make another Portal game. That would be kind of cool, and I'd like to see where they can go with the series. But yeah, Portal 1 and Portal 2 both get A tiers, both phenomenal games. Pick them up. Yeah, pick all these games up, as a matter of fact, besides maybe Half-Life 2, Lost Coast, and Decay. All these are amazing. Go ahead and pick them up. But yeah, anyways, guys, so that does it for my list of the Half-Life and Portal games. Let me know what you thought of this list. Let me know, you know, if you've played these games before, and if they're near and dear to your heart like they are to me. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys, until next time, I'm out. See ya.